Hello again. But this time we're doing something a little bit different. So this is Nasri, one of the four of us. He's usually very camera shy, but we met here in Lebanon for once, so we decided to do a video together on the wine we both like. It's another Terroir Al Limit from Priora. We did one together before from the Toroja label. This is their Arbosar limit, Arbosar wine that was, it's 100% Carignan, and the first bottling was done in 2003. Just to recap quickly, Terroir Limit is one of the new up-and-coming properties in Priora. Dominique Huber started it in 2001. He first started working for the Perez family at Mas Martinet, like a lot of other young promising winemakers. He decided to go on his own. He started the Terroir Limit, and since then he's built an amazing collection of wines that go from basically nothing super cheap, but we're talking 40, 50 bucks all the way to $200 for some of his single vineyard, like Manies and others. And this is one of his really good wines called, Arbosar, and it's 100% Carignan. So it's a 2015. We're gonna do a mixed French-English video here. So Nasri, give us some of your feedback on the wine.
Thank you, merci Rassan. C'est un plaisir de déguster ce vin au Liban. C'est une bouteille que j'ai déjà bu en Europe et qui me laisse un très bon souvenir. On l'a ouverte il y a peut-être une petite heure. Le vin était un peu chaud, on est quand même à Beyrouth, on a dû le rafraîchir un peu. Et le premier nez était un peu fermé, peut-être même un peu, quasiment poussiéreux un peu. Et on a vu qu'une heure après, il s'est complètement ouvert. On va pouvoir le commenter ensemble si vous voulez. Donc, ce qui est frappant, on en discutait tout à l'heure avec Rassan, c'est la cerise très présente, très clairement. Qu'on va pouvoir voir beaucoup plus nettement après agitation. Mais à côté de la cerise, il y a un côté agrume, un tout petit peu citronné, qu'on sent au nez et qu'on verra tout à l'heure à la bouche, je pense. Et aussi une partie un peu plus, qui est un peu plus reculée, qu'on sent aussi, mais qui est plutôt du côté encens, qui lui donne une certaine complexité. On n'a pas parlé de la robe, Rassan.
I'll talk about it a little bit. You know, the thing that we talked, Nasri talked about the nose, and I think one thing I wanted to add, I was thinking about it, listening to him, is the color of this wine. It's just really so deep and red, and it's really something that I've commented on before. I like that depth and that thickness. It looks thick.
Yes.
And then just more detail on this. This is a northward facing slope, 400, 500 meters, 90, 100-year-old vines, Carignan, that Dominique was, bought and was able to sort of rejuvenate. And it is, it's also, they vinify it with whole cluster. So you've got the grapes and the clusters. And to me, it always gives more character, more freshness, a little bit of almost more chewiness to the wine, and let's see if we see that in what we're tasting. But I agree with Nasri. You get the sour cherry, the really dark cherry, and you get a little bit of that lemony, which is kind of very interesting. But I do get that, and it's also a wine that smells very acidic, and we see if the taste follows through on that.
L'alcool n'est pas très élevé.
No.
On est à 13,5.
13.5%.
Oui.
Yeah.
Donc, ce qui le rend pas trop lourd. Et puis à la bouche, deux choses de très frappantes: l'acidité, qui est très très présente et qui, je pense, le rend en fait un bon compagnon pour pendant un repas, évidemment. Et puis la matière, il y a beaucoup de matière. Ce que disait Rassan, c'est peut-être parce que ce sont des grappes entières, mais on sent clairement la matière qui est frappante et qui est très persistante une fois qu'on l'a bu en bouche. acidité, matière, et quand même le fruit, on sent le fruit très nettement. Il reste comment dire, très nerveux, très fruité.
I think this is a wine that could actually wait another 5 or 10 years. I mean, in the mouth, as Nasser was saying, you have that acidity again, and it was nice because we just had dinner with this, and it was really the kind of wine you drink very quickly and very easily with dinner. And you do have the fruit, you do have some of the same flavors, the lemon and the fruit that you have on the nose. But I also get a little bit on the finish, I get a little bit of anise, licorice, un peu de réglisse.
Absolument.
And that's also pretty characteristic of these really old granite, Licorella soils that are part of what the Prairie is really known for. So, and the finish is still with me. I mean, it's got a very persistent finish. Although it's not overwhelming, it's just there. Even as you're talking, you still have it going on in the back of your head, which is really nice to have.
And you know, Rassan, what's interesting, c'est il y a un côté moelleux qui reste un tout petit peu. Je ne sais pas si tu le sens, mais il est pas sucré, mais il est quand même. Il y a cette richesse. Il y a un côté moelleux qui n'y a pas forcément dans le vin, qui est assez frappante.
Very interesting wine, very good. And I think it's almost like you want to open a Magnum. That's what we should do the next time, because because you can't wait, so you're drinking it, but it's developing, and you're going to get to the end of the bottle before it's finished talking to you. But if you have a Magnum, maybe you have more time before it finishes talking to you. So maybe this is what we get out of this one. There's 2 of us. We should definitely open a Magnum, and we'll enjoy it even more. Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you next time from
Santé.
some part of the world. Thanks.
À bientôt.